Hello, everybody. I'm Brodie, and I'm here once again with my friend Peter. So hello.
Hello.
And once again to discuss some fan fiction. This time about the anime Fairy Tail, a series I used to like a lot more, say 5 years ago, than I do now. Now, Peter, what's your experience with this series?
Um, I have watched a lot of it and I've read a lot of it, but I've not finished it. I didn't get as I didn't finish it, and I don't even think I don't even think I got about halfway. I feel
Did you get up to the part where they go to the other dimension?
yes,
Did you finish the S rank class island?
yes,
Did you get up to Sting and Rogue?
yes.
You made it pretty far, like over halfway.
Oh, okay.
There's
Okay,
only
then.
like 2 more arcs after that one.
Oh, okay. Then I'm at halfway.
Good job. Good
Yeah.
job. I'm proud of you.
Yay.
I've watched it all. I've read a lot of fan fiction about it. I've read most of the spin-offs. And I know that there's a PSP game out there somewhere that I would love to play.
You should play it then.
But it's only released in Japanese.
You should still play it.
No.
Learn Japanese so you can play it, Brodie.
No, I refuse.
Come on, Brodie.
I want to, but I refuse. I refuse you. So, Fairy Tail is a fan fiction, as I said before, that I used to love a lot.
A fan fiction you used to love?
Shut up. It's a franchise I used to love. Too many F words in this.
Yeah.
F words. Okay. Yeah. I just wish it was better. I just wish that the ending was stronger, and I wish it didn't lose the plot around the Grand Magic Games arc. Like, near the ending of that. I wish that Makarov didn't die 5 times, and then only to come back a couple of chapters later. I mean, it's almost a running joke at that point.
Yeah.
So yeah, Fairy Tail fanfiction though, I love.
You love it, really?
I love Fairy Tail fanfiction
Really?
because the story is better than the main series. Because I think I've told you this before, Peter.
Yeah.
I love all the characters in Fairy Tail, most of them.
Mm.
There's very specific ones I don't like, but I just wish the story is better, which these fanfictions surprisingly do. There's a lot of fanfictions that are popular, that are really good. Also, Tumblr loves Fairy Tail, so there's a lot of fanfiction about it.
On Tumblr.
Yep. Fairy Tail is very popular on Tumblr, which is not surprising at all. Okay, moving on to common tropes and trends. No, is it trends and tropes? Doesn't matter. Peter, you know how this section goes by now.
Yeah.
This is the 3rd time we've done this.
Yeah.
I'm going to say a trope or trend, and you have to tell me what it means.
Okay.
We're going to start off very simple. Modern AU. What does that mean?
Modern AU.
Modern AU.
It's a different world where instead of it being fantasy realm, it's all like, it's our time, like modern era where there's electricity, there's more technological advances. I'm guessing like phones and whatnot.
Correct. There's no magic.
There's no okay, so there's no magic in these ones.
These alternate universes where they're in. Oh, can you imagine a world without magic?
I mean, we live in one, but in terms of fairy tale,
Can you imagine a world without magic?
Oh no, I wouldn't be able to use my fire spells.
I love being able to breathe fire.
Oh yeah.
Should I have told everyone in the world that I can breathe fire?
Oh, I don't know.
No, don't ignore me.
Ignore them.
I didn't say anything. But, yeah, I love the modern AU. It's all romances stories, which are all weird. Ursa is still the same in these modern AUs, despite...
What do you mean by the same? As in, like, she's
still the strongest thing on the planet. Which is... Ursa's great in everything, except for the story she's in. Now I'm sad about Fairy Tail again. Oh, god damn it! Fuck!
Alright, back on topic.
This episode's going to be really painful for me, guys. Also, they're almost always in school.
They're almost always in school.
Like, they're in a school. Do you remember that spin-off chapter of Fairy Tail?
I do.
Where they go to school? It's basically like that. And, like, my favourite joke in these AUs is that there's, like, 3 Jallards running around. Remember how in Fairy Tail there's 3 Jallards, the same guy, 3
Yeah.
times over?
I remember.
This fucking story. Okay, next trope, Slayer OC.
To writer inserts themselves as a type of dragon slayer, as in like a type of one of the dragon slayers, pretty much,
Okay.
where they have their own abilities.
Yes, it's not just Dragon Slayers though. There are also God Slayers, Drake Slayers, Fairy Slayers, God Slayers.
So in other words, they just add Slayer.
Devil Slayers.
So in other words, they just add Slayer at the end of a word.
Vampire Slayer. There's others, but there's so many. Did I say Devil Slayer?
Did.
Demon Slayer. Immortal Slayer? I think that was one. There's one. There's Blood Dragon Slayers.
Blood Dragon Slayer.
There's a Music Dragon Slayer I saw once. So I'd love to see a dragon that shouts at something and it makes a wonderful music sound.
No, it'd be like a bard from D&D where they just plays music.
It's just buffs.
Just.
But Wendy's already just buffs. Remember she puts a spell on you that makes you go into turn into a pinball?
Yeah.
Like they're shooting around. That's funny. Next one is very popular in Natsu x Lucy fanfictions. Lisana's a bitch. Lisana's a bitch.
Oh. Because I'm guessing people who love the Lucy x Natsu pairings hate Lisana because obviously.
Oh yeah. Remember last episode when I said this one will be a fanfiction mess? It's because this shipping is violent. I think at one point some of the fanfiction factions went to war, over fanfiction sites or some shit, and then they teamed up because another pairing showed up that they didn't like even more, so they teamed up to bully those guys.
Oh my god!
I barely remember it. It was a long time ago. So yeah, Lisana's a bitch. What do you think she does in stories like this?
Tries to get in the way of Natsu and Luffy. Not Luffy, Lucy.
Natsu and Luffy. Oh yeah. Luffy just can't get enough of those fire guys. Oh, you're still thinking of Asex Luffy.
You've got stuck in my head.
Oh, Peter's still thinking of Asex Luffy, guys.
Oh god.
He can't stop.
Oh my god.
Natsu X Luffy. I'm just gonna put that image of that comic. I'll show you after what it is.
Oh god.
Of Luffy on the boat and Natsu's sick because he gets motion sickness. So he jumps off the boat to help Natsu, and then Natsu's like, "Oh no, he can't swim in the water. I'm gonna jump back on the boat."
What?
It's so funny. Oh. But yeah, moving on to the next one. It's an extension of this. Natsu's a dick.
Oh.
What do you think happens in fanfictions like this?
Natsu's just a massive asshole for no reason.
It's always, well, by extension, Natsu's a dick. It's also his team that can also be dicks, and they hate Lucy for some unexplained reason. This normally happens in fanfictions where you got to get Lucy away from Natsu, because if you don't get her away from Natsu, she's never going to meet any other characters that she likes. Bitch Lisano is almost a guarantee in universes like this.
Really?
Yeah, because it's always Lisana. She comes back, convinces Natsu to get rid of Lucy, and then Lucy goes off and does her own thing for a while, and then she comes back super strong.
Oh, it's a self-journey thing then.
Yeah, I guess. But it's always just to serve Lucy getting together with someone else.
Really?
Yep. Next one. Natsu's confusing backstory. I mean, in canon, it's already confusing.
Yeah.
Have I ever told you what Natsu's real backstory is?
No.
Okay. Long time ago, Zeref...
Alright, we should... Spoilers!
Yeah, massive spoilers. Long time ago, Zeref was born, and then he had a baby brother who was Natsu.
Okay.
So they were brothers. Natsu and Zeref were brothers.
Okay, wow. Okay.
His real name is Ephanos Natsu Dragneel, and Zeref's name is Ephanos Zeref Dragneel. So Dragneel was not a name Natsu picked for himself because he was raised by a dragon. No, his last name is literally Dragneel, which is really, really convenient.
Yeah, that's very convenient.
Then one day, while Zeref was practicing black magic, even though he was just being a little kid, he was like 10, Acnologia came through and killed everybody, even Natsu. And then Zeref turned Natsu into a demon, and he was END, at first Natsu Dragneel. So yeah, he's Natsu's a demon. And then he was adopted by Ignil because Zeref and Ignil were friends. and then at the same time, a bunch of his face right now, guys. He's got his two hands to his face and he's like really disappointed.
I don't know what to say.
I'm not done yet. We're only about halfway through.
God.
And then like Ignil meets up with Lucy's ancestor Anna Heartfilia. And that's the reason why Natsu hangs around with Lucy so much, because she smells the same as her ancestor. So there's actually a plot like that, which I actually kind of like. That's cute. And then Anna goes like, we gotta go to the future to beat Acnologia and Xerath because they're giant dick bags. And then, oh god, what happened next? And then all the other dragons adopt their Dragon Slayer children, because in this universe, dragons teach the Dragon Slayers how to beat them up.
Yes.
Basically. Oh god. And then they train for a bit and they're like 7, and then the dragons go like, yeah, they're ready. And then they jump into the Dragon Slayer's body to create antibodies to stop them from turning into dragons.
Oh shit. That's... I think I remember you telling me about this.
Yep. Because if you use your Dragon Slaying magic too much, you turn into a dragon. Like Acnologia, who's another Dragon Slayer, who's the big bad guy. He gets punched once and he dies. It's disappointing. Really? Acnologia had the potential to be really cool. He was really cool for a while.
He was built up for so long, too. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's disappointing, too. And then they're shot into the future, 700 years. And which is why, for that one thing, where Natsu couldn't get through the barrier, because he's over 50, technically. He's 700 and something. And then they all get separated somehow, because all the Dragon Slayers were together, and then they got all separated. And then he met Makarov, with Ignil still inside him, because all the Dragon Slayers had their dragons in them. But they don't know what happens, because they don't even know they got sent to the future.
They were never told anything.
So then the entire story happens, and then you keep going through it. The Natsu gets electricity powers, and then Acnologia shows up, and then Ignil jumps out, because apparently you can do that.
What?
And then Ignil fights Acnologia for a bit. And meanwhile, all through this, Xerath is having, like, a kid with a child. No. She's technically not a child. She stopped aging after a while because of some weird magic spell. Still weird, Xerath. She was also dead? You know what? No, that's a different backstory. That's Xerath's confusing backstory. So yeah, that's the canon reason why his backstory is confusing. But in fanfiction, it's even more confusing because half the time when Natsu goes through the 700-year portal, he gets adopted by another thing and teaches him their Slayer magic. So he becomes a god Dragon Slayer or an electric zombie Dragon Slayer. Or this... Oh, it's like... Oh! Oh, this episode's shit because I can't even explain Natsu's backstory properly. Oh, I love this series, guys. I love it.
But you just disappointed that it wasn't better.
I'm disappointed that Natsu's a demon. He doesn't do any demon shit either.
Yeah, that's unexpected. And where the fuck did that come from? Why?
So yeah, I guess Natsu's confusing backstory doesn't really count as a fanfiction thing because in canon it's confusing.
Like demon.
Yeah, she kills demons and absorbs their power.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
But Natsu straight up.
But moving on from Natsu's confusing backstory, because we just spent like 5 minutes on it.
Oh my god.
It's so confusing. The next trend is Natsu's evil. I think you can sense a coming trend for every single one after this.
Yeah, okay.
Natsu's evil. He's evil.
Yeah.
Raised by some stories he's raised by Acnologia. Sometimes he's just because he's a demon. He's just a demon being an arsehole. Natsu is strong. Natsu's strong now. He's stronger than he is in canon, which is already pretty strong.
He's already pretty damn strong in canon.
Still can't beat Urza, even at the end of the season. Even at the end of the series, where he punches Acnologia out of existence, he still can't beat Urza.
That's funny.
Oh, that's dumb.
Maybe it's probably someone's probably made a fan theory. It's like he doesn't want to hurt Urza or some shit.
Well, that's a couple of fan fictions from here.
Yeah. It kind of makes sense, but it kind of doesn't.
Not too strong is pretty common. There's somewhere he, I think I read one, where he, instead of going on the S-class exams, like everybody else, a Drake shows up and he has to go deal with that because it's a fire Drake and no one else can pierce it because it's basically like a weaker dragon. Yeah. So he goes there, beats the crap out of it, but he's too injured to go, so he stays behind. So instead of being stuck in like the force field that makes him inactive for 7 years, he just stays there and trains, and when they come back, he's like as strong as Guild Arts.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd read that.
It was really good.
I would actually read that.
There's like a part of it where he goes out, it's like, oh, the Drakes are going to declare war on humanity. Better go find all the Dragon Slayers they can. So Cobra's there.
So
and Sting and Rogue are there, but they're not dicks.
So this is the AU where Natsu meets up all the Dragon Slayers before the 7 years pass, and he...
Well, Gargiel, Loxus, and Wendy are like stuck in the thing still.
Yeah, you know what I mean. The other ones.
So yeah, Natsu basically becomes... He gets a sword. He gets a sword. He gets a cloak made of Drake scales. He's a real badass in that one. That's Natsu is strong.
Strong Natsu.
Strong Natsu. And the final one... I don't know, wait, I just realised that I've just been explaining what these are instead of you guessing. Oh well. Natsu's a dragon.
Natsu's a dragon, I can't get...
Not a dragon slayer, he's a literal dragon.
So wait, as in like, he's an actual dragon but he has a human form? Or as in like, he turns into a dragon because of using his slayer abilities?
There's somewhere he's born a dragon, son of Ignil, and some random dragon lady.
Yeah.
There's one where he turns into a dragon.
Okay.
And there's a lot of fan fictions about Natsu.
I can kind of tell he's kind of... would you say he's a fan favorite? I would say so.
Well, I've got a list of who's the most popular character in fairy tale fan fiction. At the end of this. That's in fun facts, so stay tuned. Now we're moving on to a section that last week was completely glossed over. I'm sure the comments have told me how Pokemon shipping in the games is extremely violent, which I did describe it as, and it's definitely strong. I bet there's an entire wiki page all about it. Please stop sending me the wiki page. Okay. Fairytale shipping. We'll do the same thing we did in the Harry Potter episode. I'll mention a character and Peter will have to guess who the most popular ship of that character is.
Okay.
We'll start with five. We'll start with four of the main characters, and one of my favorite character.
Okay.
You have to guess which one of these is my favorite character too.
Gadget?
You guessed it straight away.
I know you like Gadget.
Oh, Gargiel's the best, and I wish he did more.
Yeah. He's cool.
One.
He's cool with his parts.
Remember that time he sung?
Yeah.
Remember that time he was a firefighter? Wait, no, that's a fan fiction.
What?
That was a fan fiction I read. He was a firefighter. Get it? It's funny because he fights a guy who shoots fire in the series, but he's a firefighter.
That's dumb.
That's great. What are you talking about? Lucy fan fiction. Who is most chipped with Lucy? Who is it?
I feel like it's Natsu.
Yep, 77% of the time.
Because, I mean, I'll ship him as well.
I mean, Lucy's shipped with everybody.
Really?
I'll go through the list here. Eric/Cobra. Remember Poison Dragon Slayer? 2%. Leo/Loki. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
2%.
Oh, I can see Loki as well.
Rogue. 2%. Gargiel 1%. Sting 2%. Urza 1%. Only lesbian. Loxus 5%.
Oh.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, that's really
like
strange. I expected other ones in the other ones you mentioned beforehand to have more than what Luxus has.
What?
You said Luxus 5%.
Yeah, Luxus 5%.
Yeah, I expected like Grey or like.
Oh, Gray's 7%.
Oh, Grey. Okay.
I'm not done yet.
Yeah.
Blick Sly. Remember Blick Sly?
I don't.
He's the guy with the weird tiki heads that shoot lasers.
Vaguely now.
He's got a helmet. He's got a helmet and he's got his tattoo on his tongue.
I vaguely, very, very vaguely.
Lucy beat him up.
Still doesn't change the vaguely part.
Okay, fine. You'll remember him if you saw a picture. And 1% Gillard. Remember Gillard? There's like 3 of them.
Yeah.
There's like 3 Gillards.
Which Gillard? Which Gillard?
The main one.
Okay.
Not missed again. Next character. Grey. Who's the most popular ship with Grey?
Julia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
54%.
It's cute. I think it's cute. In a weird way.
So, just so you know, people at home. Fairytale doesn't have definitive couples, but there's definitely ones that have more than others.
Yeah, it's very implied when it comes to like the pairing, but it's not.
But they never directly say it because
Yeah.
Hiro Mashima knows who's the writer of this story, by the way. He knows that people will stop watching if he ever gets confirmed. So, yeah. Grey is a lot less than Lucy. Lucy is 17% of Grey's ships. Leon, remember Leon?
I do remember Leon.
He's 2%. Urza is 6% and Natsu is 21%. These were all made in 2017, by the way. From the same sites as we last time. The Tumblr fanfiction statistics at Phantom Statistic Statistician.tumblr. I'll leave a link in the description. Once again, this guy is great, and and if he wants me to stop using his work, I'll stop using it. Urza. Who's the most popular ship with Urza, Peter?
Jalal?
Yep, 59%.
Yeah.
And then okay. No, you say.
I'm just expecting a lot of the ships when it comes to the most amount of shipping for each character would be the ones that are really heavily implied in the show.
Yep. This is from a sample size of 1,500 stories. By the way, 11% are Grey.
11% are Grey.
7% are Lucy. 22% are Natsu. People like Natsu ex Urza.
Yeah.
And 2% are Mira Jane. Lesbians. Yeah.
Yep.
Garjul, my favorite character. Who is his most popular ship?
It's that petite girl. I can't remember her name, but
you remember her though. Book one.
I do. Yeah, I do.
Levy.
Yeah, Levy. That's it, Levy.
Want to guess a percentage of how many there it is?
I feel like it's around the 70 mark.
91.
Holy shit!
Everybody loves Levy ex Garjul. Everybody, including me. It's my
cute.
favorite. Loxus is 1%. Lucy is 8. And Natsu is 1. Out of a sample of 1,649 stories. 46 stories. Yeah. And finally, the big pink-haired guy himself. Natsu. Most popular ship.
It's gonna be Lucy.
81%.
81. Oh shit.
Which is surprising considering how vocal the fandoms are in fighting each other.
Who's the next highest?
Grey at 9%.
Okay.
And then it's Urza at 4%. Lysana at 2%. Mira Jane at 1%. Wendy at 1%. Wendy's like a child.
That's weird.
And then Sting at 1%. This is out of a sample size of 776.
There's a lot less of just about Natsu then.
What?
There's a lot less when it comes to.
This was also made like 2 months ago.
Okay.
So this one was made 2 months ago, while the rest were made in 2017.
Okay.
Who's your favourite ship in Fairy Tail, Peter?
If I was to say, I don't know.
Keep in mind, Levy and Garjul literally have a baby in canon now.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's heavily suggested she's pregnant in the last chapter.
Whoa.
They're as close as canon as they're ever going to be.
That's cute.
Without directly saying it.
That's cute. I don't know. I like the Natsu and Lucy one, to be honest, a lot.
A lot of people like Natsu and Lucy, which I'll go into further in fun facts. Stay tuned.
It's sweet. It's pretty sweet.
Moving on to Peter's favourite section, which I'm going to continue saying every single time because Peter really loves this section. Is this your favourite section?
I don't know. I do like this section. It's fun.
Stories I may have read at one point or another heard of. We have a couple good ones today. Lucy's Unwanted House Guest by Black Pearl Otaku. Lysana returns to Fairy Tail and almost everyone forgets about Lucy. But she gets stronger by taking on solo missions. Livy takes on another because Rent came first after all. That doesn't make much sense, but that's how it's written.
Yeah.
One day, Lucy sees Natsu kissing Lysana, is distraught and goes home. Lysana hires people faking to be Team Natsu and hurt Lucy.
What?
And hurt Lucy.
What?
That's what it says. Later, after the mission, Lucy gets an unwanted house guest. I hope you enjoy.
What?
This unwanted house guest is probably Cobra, because in the brackets below it says the pairing is Lucy x Cobra. Did I read this one?
No. I'm gonna say
I
no.
didn't read this one.
Okay.
This is from a tropes page. I'm not going to go through some of the tropes. But it's got 9 chapters, 1,300 words, 200 favourites, and was published in 2014 and updated in 2017. And is probably incomplete, like all fan fiction, pretty much. Don't look, it's cheating. can't cheat.
Looking at that, the pie chart. With,
No, you can't look at the pie
with
chart.
Lucy's face on it.
Only the audience gets to look at the pie chart. Virtual Flames by MizzyPlatinum. A blossoming internet Tumblr. Friendship soon develops into something more. Nalu AU slice of life. So this is a modern AU where Lucy and Natsu are on Tumblr.
And they probably...
And their friendship blossoms into something more.
Okay, so it's... Oh, okay, so it's like a...
Did I read this one?
I'm gonna say... Yes.
I did. I read this one where they're on Tumblr and they're gargaring over a series called Rave Master on Tumblr. Which, if you don't know why that's funny, it's because the writer of Fairy Tail wrote a series called Rave Master before he wrote Fairy Tail. And it's extremely funny because they gaga over the two main characters from Rave Master who get married in the actual series. So they do. That's the last panel.
That's cute.
Yep. This fanfiction is weird.
It's weird.
Every Fairy Tail character is on Tumblr for some specific reason, even Loxus, who I don't think would step anywhere near Fairy Tail. Anywhere near Fairy Tail.
I don't want to be anywhere near my own universe.
Fuck off, University fingers him. Oh. That's right, Loxus at the start of the series is like that. I actually have a cover picture. Peter, explain to the people at home what it looks like. Whoops.
It looks like a Skype call.
It's a Skype call.
It's a Skype call between Natsu and Lucy, and they're wearing like casual clothes.
Yeah, pretty much. And you can see Tumblr in the background.
And you can see Tumblr.
Look at them. Look at those cuties.
Yeah.
And you can see a poster of Natsu, but he has himself on the back wall.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Natsu has a poster of himself on his wall.
Of him from the actual series, which I think is just screen capped right from the series itself. So yeah, that's pretty great. I really like this one. It's 89 chapters and 241,000 words.
Oh my god.
I didn't read it all. Next one. Burnt Cookies by Soawksahm. Modern AU. Characters in mid to late 20s. Lucy opens a bakery hoping to make it her own, doing something she loves. When her oven breaks down, thankfully her friend Levy knows someone who will work for food. Little does Lucy know, this chance encounter will lead to a whole new kind of adventure for them for them and their friends. And then we have a bunch of tags for pairings called Nalu, Grey Jiva, which is Levy x Gargiel.
Yeah.
Jerza, Gerard x Urza. Mira Loxus.
Mary Jane and Luxus.
Yep. Barkana, which is Barkus, the drunk guy.
Yeah.
And Kana, Gildart's daughter. Remember her?
Yeah.
Card Magic Girl. And Sting Yu, which is Sting x Yukinai, which is the... You probably don't remember who Yukinai is.
Is it the blue girl who, like... She was a part of...
She's part of Sabretooth. She had spirits as well.
Yeah, she's Grand Magic Games.
Her. Yep, her.
And Natsu beats the shit out of the...
I have a cover for this one.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I'll show it to you.
And then Natsu beats the crap out of that guild master because...
I'll describe this one, because I don't know how well Peter can see it.
It's a... It's a really blurry photo of like
It's a Starbucks coffee.
It's a Starbucks coffee.
It's Starbucks coffee, but it's got blonde hair.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of eaten cookies in front of it.
And it says burnt cookies.
Burnt cookies.
In big black.
I love this one because someone's obviously just gone into Microsoft Paint and just painted it yellow. It's adorable. Someone put in some effort.
Yeah.
Did I read this one? Yes. Because you saw my thing. You saw it, didn't you?
No, I'm guessing. You've already confirmed it.
Yeah, I read it. There's some things in here that are fucking funny as shit. I've got a list of things to mention that happened in this story, and it has a sequel.
Has a sequel?
Yep. There's a crime plot with Sabretooth. There's a bunch of weird shit that happens there. Natsu getting seduced. There's an old lady that tries to have sex with Natsu while he's building her floors. Which is super funny. Loxus and Mira Jane have a weird relationship. Mira gets pregnant at the start of the series and they don't know if they want to go through with it.
Okay, what?
It's like really dark. and the fact that Natsu's a builder, considering his tendency to destroy everything in the actual series.
I think that's the point.
That's pretty funny too.
I think that's the point of the writer.
Okay. I love this story.
It was good.
Yep, it's 1,640,000 words. No, it's 164,000 words. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's also complete, and I've read it all, and it's sequel.
How you like a sequel? Come ahead.
That's the one where the dumb Sabretooth crime plot happens.
Okay.
So I really like that one.
So okay.
Natsu and Lucy, I think, get married at the end of the first one. Or was that Mary Jane and Loxus get married?
One of the two get married.
One of the two get married. It was a long time ago when I read this, like a couple of years. I was still in high school. The problem with ranged weapons, by rolling thunder, rolling is spelled with 2 1s. So it's RO11ing.
Okay, go on.
The time when Urza turned into a fangirl and Earl Grey had to turn her back.
What?
When a mission goes wrong, Grey's quick thinking saves the day. Urza is forced to confront her shortcomings and unexpected feelings for her best friend, who she suddenly can't get out of her head. Can Grey help her get to the bottom of what's really going on? Did I read this one?
No?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
You're getting all of these ones today.
Yeah, what the hell?
You know my taste.
Oh my gosh.
Torching Heaven by Nelji 1. Abandoned by Ignil, alone in the world, Natsu was found not by Makarov and Fairy Tail. Instead, he was found by the Dark Guild Torched Heaven. Now, years later, he has risen to fame as Salamander, the most notorious, dangerous, and powerful member of his guild. A meeting with Urza Scarlet will herald the beginning of a new chapter in his life. Be ready or you'll get burned.
I'm guessing it's an Urza X Luffy. Not
Well,
Luffy,
Natsu is
Natsu.
strong and has confusing backstory. So it's basically all the tropes that we have above.
Yeah.
Well, I mentioned before. Did I read this one?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
Oh my god.
I read this one a long time ago. Natsu is in the place in the first arc, you know, where there's that evil Dark Guild with the evil flute that kills people.
Yeah.
Natsu is there and he fights Urza for a bit. And I think it was a draw, and then Natsu gets obsessed with fighting Urza again. It's not a romance story.
Oh.
Well, it is. Like, they do eventually go out. Like, when Natsu's not an evil guy. But he's legitimately evil in the first chapters. He kills someone.
Oh, wow, okay.
He murders a couple of guys. And then after he fights Urza, he gets obsessed with fighting her again. Because she was the first one to actually give him a challenge. So and then Natsu dies for a bit, but he comes back.
What?
And then Natsu fights Jalal, basically like canon. And I forget what happens after that. Natsu killed his guildmaster's son. Oh god, so much shit happened in this fan fiction. Natsu's evil and he's strong. That's what happens. And Urza's strong too. They're the perfect match. Last one. Natsu of the Dragons by Morningstar-Girl. Natsu was orphaned as a baby on the shores of a mysterious island filled with dragons. These dragons take him in and raise him as one of their own for years. After 19 years of living with these dragons, new creatures that look like Natsu come ashore to study the dragon inhabitants of the island. Based on Disney's Tarzan. The first installment of Tati's Disney fairy tale tales. Enjoy. Did I read this one? Did I read this?
Yes?
Yeah, I did. It's Tarzan.
It's Tarzan.
It's Tarzan. And all the dragons are there. And the
Is
dragon
it
slash.
is it basically Tarzan, but
It's basically Tarzan, but there's no Kraton. Remember Kraton from Tarzan? There's no bad guy.
there's no bad
So
guy?
when they show up, Natsu just goes to the beach, and there's Loxus there, and he's still got his lightning powers, because he's still a dragon slayer, and they fight for a bit. And then they meet the dragons, and they talk to people. It's Tarzan in concept alone.
In concept alone.
I think Seraph might show up later. Who knows?
Hasn't been finished?
I think this might have made when people thought Natsu could have been Seraph's and Mavis' son. Yeah, this is finished. It's
Okay.
complete.
Okay.
I didn't read this all though. Okay, and that's it. That's the last one. Peter, would you read any of these fan fictions?
I actually would. A bunch of these I actually genuinely would read.
Which ones?
Because I'm kind of a sucker for romance stuff. Not gonna lie.
I have a bunch of others in my mind that I think of. There's this one when Natsu was born a dragon, and then he flies across an ocean, and he finds Gargiel and Wendy as dragon. They're dragons too, and then they spend a couple thousand years beating up random livestock.
Just being up, like
And
punching
then
random
Makarov shows up, and he's a dragon.
Wait, like just punching random livestock?
They need to eat, man.
You said beating up as in like they like had like fist fights with these sheep.
They didn't have fist fights with sheep. They beat up the sheep. They ate them. They ate the sheep.
Okay.
I don't actually have a story for this one. I'll find it and then I'll link the link. But I actually enjoyed that one too. Natsu Otaku because she's a dragon too. Makarov's a dragon. Basically, all the guild members are dragons except for Lucy.
Is this another one where like Lucy's kind of left on the side?
Actually, it seems like it's going to turn into a Natsu X Lucy eventually. It's going to be rival tensions, Peter.
Okay.
It's good. It's a Natsu's choice of the human girl because they can turn into people too.
Okay.
And Guild Arts is there, and I always appreciate Guild Arts being there.
Yeah, because you love Guild Arts.
I love Guild Arts. I wish it was in the series more.
Mm-hmm.
There needs to be more fanfiction about Guild Arts.
I want to see more points where he destroys the town because the town have set up a defense.
Well,
Thing for
remember
him.
when he shows up, like he goes to the guild and he's like, "Oh, hey guys, I'm gonna go home," and he just walks through a wall,
Yeah.
and the wall just gets destroyed.
He has no.
I love Guild Arts. Ugh.
He has no thought of doors.
Now we're on to fun facts.
Oh, fun facts.
On the website fanfiction.net, Fairy Tail is the 6th most popular written about series under the anime category, at a total of 64,000 stories, just below Yu-Gi-Oh and above Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
The most favorited Fairy Tail story on fanfiction.net is it's titled Possession, written by Hawk of Nari, and is a romance story between Natsu and Lucy with a simple description of she didn't belong to him. Yet.
What?
No, I didn't. Let me finish.
Oh.
She didn't belong to him yet. ... Yes. Yet.
Does it have a photo?
I have a picture. It's probably too rude for YouTube. There it is. Peter, describe for people at home what this picture is. It's Natsu giving Lucy a hickey.
Yeah, it looks like. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
He's like lifting up her shirt. It's too sexy for YouTube.
It's too sexy.
Yeah.
Yet.
There it is.
So is it one of those things where she's dating someone and
I think it's one of those things where like, we got a mate. I don't know. The story's rated T for teen, so it's no sex.
okay.
Well, there could be sex. They could have just done it. Okay. It has 20 chapters, over 85,000 words, and there's a total of 5,500 favorites, and is complete. It's a complete story. So if you want to read this, I'll leave a link in the description, but I'm not going to read it. Tumblr loves Fairy Tail. Particularly, they love Natsu and Lucy. According to statistics on the most reblogged ships of Tumblr by year, the pairing Natsu and Lucy has made it to the top 30, and at one point the top 20 most reblogged ships on Tumblr at least 3 times, placing 27th in 2015, 18th in 2016, and 26th in 2017. Which is amazing because they're a straight couple.
Yeah, that's actually that's really surprising.
According to Tumblr Phantom statistics of Fairy Tail fanfiction, according to Tumblr fanfiction statistician, which is the guy who made all those shipping tables, out of a sample size of 61,000 stories, the most popular characters in Fairy Tail fanfiction was... Who do you think it was?
The most popular site?
Who's the most popular character in Fairy Tail fanfiction?
Natsu?
It's Lucy at 26%.
Oh wow, okay.
Natsu is the second highest at 24.
Okay, so still close. No.
The next highest is Grey, 10%, significant drop. Urza, 6%. Gargiel, 5%, and then I'll just go down the list where the rest of them are. Mira Jane, 2%. Sting, 2%. Rogue 2%, Gillard 3%, Lysana 2%, Luxus 3%, Wendy 1, Levy 4, Loki/Leo 1, Juvia 5 because she's most like bed with Grey 60% of the time.
Yeah.
So basically, all the stories these characters are in, basically, all these 2 and 1% characters are, it's when they're shipped with another character, and that's why. That's why it's like that. Zeref 1%, Happy 1%, Kana 1%, and Leon 1%. Remember Leon?
I do remember Leon.
I think we've talked about Leon before.
He thought doesn't he have a thing for Lucy?
No, he has a thing for Juvia, which is funny.
No, Juvia, that's it. Yeah,
it's funny because Juvia has a thing for Grey, who's his stepbrother.
Wait, what? Oh yeah.
So adopted by that lady, who gave him the horrible stripping habit.
Mm-hmm.
They stripped off in the snow. Remember?
I do remember. It was like what?
That was weird. Fairy Tail's weird.
Fairy Tail's very weird. Everyone in the Fairy Tail Guild has like a weird like issue with themselves where it's they do different things that are just not norm.
Natsu has motion sickness. He can't go and travel. All Dragon Slayers have motion sickness.
Yeah.
Even Acnologia has motion sickness.
Really?
He lands on a boat for a bit and they get away from him because he gets sick. It's pretty funny. So if you want to defeat the Dragon of the Apocalypse, just put him on a car.
Yeah, just make it land or crash onto a moving vehicle and have the moving vehicle continue moving, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay. Now it's time to move on to something a little bit self-indulgent. My favorite fanfiction concept is, for Fairy Tail fanfiction, Dad Acnologia. It's just Acnologia being a dad to all the other Dragon Slayers, because I find that so fucking funny. Because in canon, he's like a horrible monster who wants nothing more than destroy everything. But in these AUs, he's just a cranky old man looking after kids. And my favorite place to look at images like this is from a Tumblr called Acnologia Ass, which I think is supposed to be ask, but it's spelled ass, ASS. So it's ass. Acnologia's ass. Have you seen Acnologia's dragon form? I mean, human form?
No, not in the human form.
Well, you'll probably see you'll see a picture of it soon, because I've got a picture here. I'm not going to talk about all the comics. Just let you know, it's so funny because there's just a bunch of kid Dragon Slayers running around and Acnologia having to deal with that shit. And he's not exactly good either. He's just a bit of an asshole. He's just been forced to look after his kids. So yeah, if you want to see what this is, I think, and just to give you an idea of what this time was like, its running tag is give Acnologia a cat too. He needs one too. He needs one. Remember that part of the series where Gargill gets annoyed that he's the only one without a cat?
Yes, I do.
So he starts trying to hunt one down.
Yeah, he tries to hunt one down. Then they get sent to that other plane, and he fights a cat man, and then he comes back with him.
He's like, I'm gonna get this cat with the big sword.
Yeah, he's like, I want you.
You're mine.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love Gargill. Dude, you know how I'm not into crack ships normally?
Sorry?
You know how I'm not into crack ships normally?
Crack ships?
Ships. Crack ship is a ship that has no evidence in canon.
Okay.
But people ship anyway because they think it's cute or they like it. I'm not into that. But there's one crack ship I fully support and needs more fanfiction. Get on that, guys. I pointed towards the microphone. I feel so intelligent. It needs to be Acnologia x Anna because it's funny.
Anna?
Anna's Lucy's ancestor. You know, the one from Nancy's confusing backstory?
Yeah. Why?
You know what? I'm just going to go through how I think Fairy Tail should have gone at the end. That'll be the last 5 minutes.
His own.
But instead, I'm just going to show Peter this awesome picture of this Tumblr.
Oh my
Look
God.
how fucking cute he is. Look at him. Look at his face. That's Acnologia. He actually has those tattoos in canon too.
Okay, so he actually looks like that.
He looks like that's his human form.
Okay.
Acnologia's... Now I'm thinking about how disappointing the ending was. Can you tell how much I love this franchise, guys? Can you tell how disappointed I am by its ending?
He genuinely loves this franchise, but he just does not like how it progressed.
Look at when you're going like, why the fuck am I up here? No, it's just like, I want to be up there. Fuck. Sad. I'm sad. So anyway, what I want Fairy Tail's ending to be. You know, in the Grand Magic games, they open that portal to the past.
Yes.
How cool would have it been if instead of just dragons coming out, Acnologia in his human form before he turned into a horrible dragon came through as well?
Oh shit.
And imagine if he started helping them out because he's not evil yet. He started helping them out fighting the dragons. At the very end, it's like, so who are you guys? Who are you anyway? It's like, oh, I'm Acnologia, and everyone starts freaking out. He's like, oh, that's weird, and he just disappears. It's like that would add so much depth to this fucking story. It would give Acnologia like, oh, he used to be a good guy. What happened to him? And then you can write a fucking real story instead of him just showing up. And then, because the canon explanation why he turned evil is because, oh, dragons are assholes. They killed this child. This one child I didn't even know. So I'm going to destroy them all. And he destroyed an entire human continent for some reason.
What?
I don't understand the story at all. Acnologia is so cool. Oh, my fanboy's coming out.
Maybe it makes more sense in Japanese.
I doubt it. Do you think the entire story? Do you think Natsu's confusing backstory makes more sense in Japanese?
No, it still wouldn't make sense. I don't know. Maybe lost in translation though. Who knows?
Remember when Gildarts went on the 100-year quest and he came back missing an arm and a leg? Because Acnologia fucking shot a huge nuke beam, fuck off nuke beam at him.
I do remember that. That was the first time you see him.
That's the first time you see Gildarts, and the first time he's like, he's the strongest in the guild.
And he's like, I got really fucked up by this dragon.
Did you know the only character to beat a dragon in story, apart from Acnologia, who is also a dragon in the Dragon Slayer, is Urza?
Really?
Did you know Urza's mum was a dragon?
What?
Did you know she used to be a Dragon Slayer, that she turned into a dragon like Acnologia did?
Oh shit. And
then Acnologia showed up and beat her in one punch. Peter, we need to wrap this up.
We do need to wrap this up.
I can rant about Fairy Tail all day. maybe if you request it, I'll rant about what I think should have happened instead. Special episode, Brodie's fanfiction of how he believes Fairy Tail should have ended.
Alright. Well, thank you for listening all. Tune in next week for another episode of Fanfiction Fanatic.
We're doing a crossover episode next week.
We are. We're
going to do an episode on a crossover about two of the franchises that we've already done.
So,
do you want to know? Should I tell them what it is? I haven't told you yet.
Keep them guessing. Keep me guessing. It's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Alright.
Thank you for listening, everybody. I've been Brodie, and this is Peter.
Hello. Alright. And we'll see you guys next week.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Bye-bye. Yeah.